All right, Elite Code 3 here. We're gonna venture into the Mailbin. There she is. So probably dominated by baseball with this one. Let's get to some of the packages. See what is in store for this one. Okay. Packaged well, protected well. Nice job. Is it? It's an Arenado. It's the Charge the Mound SP. That was awesome. Alright, 2013 Topps update. Great looking clean set. Love these just Topps base cards. It's nice to get back to the basics with some of these. So Arenado, probably about $7 on that card. This is a heavy one, so probably a lot. Or it might be some sleeves. I'm not sure. Feels like slabs. Yeah, slabbies. This was a lot. I think I got these for about $5 a card. I think I'm going to keep one and put the rest in the store. So it is the Wave of the Future from Series 2 Flair 94. Alex Rodriguez. So these are all PSA 9s. Can't remember the seller, but they were just in an auction. I'll try to hold them all like I'm holding cards or something, like cards as in cards from poker. That's what I'm trying to say here. So Alex Rodriguez Flair. That's still a neat card. Those were slabbed a while ago. Wow, that's some bold shipping there. It's in this case. One of these semi-rigid card holders. Victor Robles, the Nationals top prospect. So he did separate his shoulder a couple weeks ago, and he's going to be out for a couple months. So it might be like July, August till we see him up in the bigs. There's no guarantee though. This is one I'm just gonna kind of take a look at it closer, and if it checks out, I'm just gonna cut it out of this thing and send it to PSA and hope for a 10. So there's no guarantee. It is a BGS 9.5. So we'll see. It's the raw card thing. And that one was about 125 on that one. That card sells raw for about 80 to 100, so it seemed like a decent deal. Okay, this is a card that I had back 2 or 3 years ago, but I sold it. I used to have some of these in PSA 9s. I sold them all for about $50. They have jumped up in price. His stuff's pretty much doubled. So great young player. It looks like he's gonna be around for a long time. So the Red Sox third baseman Rafael Devers. This is the base one. Now this is the year Bowman that I broke a ton of boxes because they were so cheap. I was getting boxes for like 40 or $50. That's not the case the last few years, but the surface on these is usually always messed up, so that's something to look for if you're trying to grade those prospect autos. And that's the same set as that also has Ozzy Albies, so pretty cool set. Here is a plain white. I think this was like $2, but it is a Miggy. It's not in a soft sleeve, it's just in a top loader. 2003 Star Rookies, and that one is looks pretty clean, but looks like it's got some soft corners too. So I'm gonna turn this thing off back here. All right, next up, do this one. Oh, cool. I've been trying to add some of his cards. One for the PC and two for just to try to slab these. Ichiro. These were really cheap. It kind of surprised me. It is the Star Rookie from 2001 Upper Deck Ichiro. Honestly, I think this was like 12 or $13 for all of these shipped. It seemed cheap. I don't know. It's a neat looking card for that price. So 3 of these Ichiros. He's still playing for the Mariners. He's what, 44 years old? That's so impressive. Some of these, I'm not really into those. Those are just free cards here, so this is kind of my pick to click. I mean, it's hard to predict prospects, but I'm just gonna try on this kid. He's got all the tools. We'll see if he puts it together. So, Robles, this is a 2017 prospect card to 50. This is the gold refractor. It's numbered right there in the back. Great looking card. So, another Robles. There's probably gonna be some more in here. Oh, that's why it was cutting weird. I cut into like a paper towel. Slice right into that. Okay, so this is taking my prospector juices were flowing last week, and I just kind of was just doing some research, reading about prospects. I know it's pretty much, impossible to guess these things right, but to me, it's just kind of fun because I don't know how much 2018 Bowman I'm gonna break because of the price of the boxes. So, buy some cheaper base prospect autos of prospects, that look to have, the potential to be something someday. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's other people that like to do that a little bit. So here's a Moss 98 Bowman. It's all scratched out. It was slabbed a long time ago too. It just looks like a cat got on here and just went nuts. Yeah, so Bowman Moss. Let's see the price on that. $10 shipped. So it's it's just so expensive nowadays when you pay for shipping, and it's not all the seller's fault. The post office has ramped up shipping prices so high that sellers pretty much have to charge it. It's pretty much mandatory for me to pay $3.50 or more per item or auction that I win now. Let's take a look at this Mac without the top loader. So this is the 85-401 Mac USA. This card's so awesome. This one doesn't look bad. It looks like it's centered pretty good, right? This set's tough for me though to judge. It's just difficult for me to tell if it's centered or not. There's something with this set. It's tough. So we'll take a closer look at that off camera, and maybe we'll get into one of the 500 cards. I have sent a few off in the past, and I think I've came back with 8. So there's a reason why a PSA 10 and that card sells for so much. It's because they're tough to come by. So back to the theme. The prospect theme here with a couple more of these Robles base chrome autos. These were probably 80 to 85 per, so very pricey for a prospect. This kid's got a lot of the similar tools to the Braves prospect Ronald Acuna. So it's just Acuna's stuff is it's just too expensive to touch in my opinion. I think his base chrome is going for like 450 or 500. So we're gonna take our shot with Robles. Okay, here we go. We're trying to get into this thing. That's kind of a weird case. Oh, this is a really sick card, too. I bought this card to try to slab it. It was like, I honestly can't remember, 35 to 50 bucks, I would say, if I can get into this thing. I think this seller had like 20 feedback, so they haven't shipped a lot of cards out. Okay, so it's a Pete Rose. I hate those cases, guys. He said it was VG, so it doesn't look bad. It's got this crease going right here, so I would doubt it gets any higher than a 3. It's probably like a 2 or something. So I'll toss it into one of the 500 cards just for the hell of it. So Pete Rose, this is just such a cool card though. Let's put that in the max stack. That card badly needs a soft sleeve. I don't know. That's just some weird shipping and tough to get the card out too. But it does look real. That's one of the things about buying stuff, older vintage cards on eBay. You kind of have to worry about that, you know. Is this card, is a person trying to sell you something fake? You can usually tell because the older Topps cards just have that look and feel to them. And if they look too nice or too perfect, then there's something up with them, in my opinion. So here's a David Peterson, just a Mets prospect. This was like 15 bucks. It's his Blue Wave or whatever you want to call it. It's the 150. So a little bit of prospect fever over here. Here's a football card. This was actually it's a card you don't see pop up too often. It's the Edge Showcase 99. Now, this thing is the Legacy Collection, so it's out of 99 right there. Very cool Edge. I bet back in the day this card was worth 500, 600 bucks. I think this was like 35 bucks or 40 bucks, so very, very affordable. Probable Hall of Famer. Maybe not probable, but in my opinion, he should get in. So Edge Showcase in a mint 9, so it's already slabbed. I already got that out of the way. Always an extra bonus when you can get a card for a great price and it's already been slabbed for you. Okay, this is one of my these slabs are so tough to pop, these USA ones. When you take your pliers and try to snap it, it doesn't snap. I've talked about this in another video, just because the way this plastic or whatever it is, just it doesn't snap. It, like, you have to really work for these. So it's a 9.5. It doesn't say like Gemini or anything. It just says 9.5 on it. So the Ultimate Sports Card Authority, that's their name. So I'm guessing they're out of business. That was probably slabbed 10 plus years ago too. I don't know what that was. I cut it, but it didn't do anything really. Let's just peel. Okay. Oh, this is sweet. He threw in some jerseys. Frank Gore's Strata jersey. And Devontae Adams. And that's okay. Those are, I didn't buy those, so that's always neat, just to get free cards. Skybox Premium Moss, the base, and then this is the die cut one. So buying these cards are always a huge gamble. Just, I mean, this card's been out almost 20 years, so you would figure all the nicest copies have been sent to PSA or Beckett or SGC. So the ones that are sitting around raw are, you know, sometimes people have cut them. I actually bought one a couple months ago where the card was definitely smaller than it should be, and one of my viewers pointed that out, and I was like, oh yeah, definitely this card's been cut. So I'll have to take a look at this one closer. So this is the die cut to 500. Here is a 1999 Spa Edger and James. It is coming out of the top loader because they refuse to use painter's tape. So we'll just hit it back in. Negligent. Beautiful on-card auto. You can get these for 15 bucks. So if you're an Edge fan and you like auto rookies of him, and you want one that's actually on-card, 15 bucks. Great price, great card. But I don't know what's happened lately. It might just because it's baseball season. But I haven't wanted to buy football cards at all. So I mean, my passion for collecting baseball cards, I don't think it's ever been this strong. So I don't know if this is just a fad, or if I'm kind of transitioning over to a baseball dominant collector. We'll kind of see how things go. I'm gonna list a bunch of football cards in the store that I don't really need to hold on to anymore. So for now, I'm just really into baseball. So Miggy, Topps traded. This is the PSA 10. This is a great card for the future too. Topps traded PSA 10. So price on that, I honestly can't remember. It was like 50 or 60 bucks. I want to say in that price range. Could have been a little more, maybe 70. I know the Topps Chrome obviously sells for a lot more. And I'm not sure of the pop on that one. That'd be something I would be interested in looking up and checking out. Here's a neat card. I've had some success sending this card in PSA orders. So let's try to get it out. 95 Bowman Vlad. It just tends to grade pretty well. All things considered, the quality control in this 95 Bowman was just done well with the white borders. So I mean, you don't see a lot of things wrong with it. I mean, to me, this one looks nicely centered on the front. It's a little off center on the back, but of course we know the front is more important when you're sending to PSA. I don't know what Beckett's standards are even. They do black labels, and they'll probably come out with like green labels soon or purple wave labels. Okay, so here's Francisco Lindor. Love these Topps updates. The 2011 set kind of motivated me to buy some of these boxes and even buy some of the singles. So it's just a great looking base rookie. Francisco Lindor, one of the young stars in baseball. So you can get these for like $5. So if you want a nice Topps update rookie of Lindor, it's got a nice photo on it too. And then this was the Topps Gold. It was a little more obviously pricier, 20 bucks maybe. So this was a lot. The whole thing shipped was probably $30. So there's another one of the Topps updates. Always been a fan of Lindor. But the funny thing about him is he's a better hitter in the majors than he was in the minors. It seems like in the minors he had a lot less power, and it could just be because he was less mature. But you know, he would sit around 270 and not hit nearly as many home runs as he did last year. I think he hit 30 home runs or so last year for the Indians. Here's a Showcase Grace. This was like $30. It's got pretty high subgrade, so maybe it's a snap send to PSA. But Beckett 9.5 on that one. I mean, I'll buy Beckett 9.5 cards if it's a good deal, but I don't go out of my way. Here's Beltran. This card's neat. It doesn't get any respect in the hobby, and that's probably partially due because there's so many of it. You know, it's mass-produced card, and it's not numbered. It's, you know, it's just a Bowman base, but it's a great card in my opinion. So it was so fun when the 1999 season, you know, he got called up at like September 98 and kind of flashed some of his skills. And then in 99, he was set to start as the center fielder, and there was a lot of hype for him and the other Carlos Febles, who's actually a coach for the Boston Red Sox now. So it was fun watching Beltran play for us. He was on our team for about 5 years, and then he left to go to the Astros. So it was fun while it lasted, basically. 57, right? No, 59. I don't know what I'm thinking. Beautiful Hank here. 25, $30 maybe. It looks pretty nice. I don't know if there's like a stain on that. See how it's kind of like red there? I don't know what's going on down there, but it could just be the way it was printed. So it's a nice looking Hank. So picking up some raw vintage. I try to buy from sellers that are credible, and they put in the item description, you know, like guaranteed to be authentic and not like altered. So that's one thing you can do to try to protect yourself. Ah, this card's so cool. So I'm also doing some PSA DNA stuff, and I'm very new at this, so I don't know a lot about the PSA DNA, but I know there is red flips and blue flips. This is one of the older blue flips, I think, because it's got the actual card information. And I think now with the blues, all you get is that lame trading card thing. So if I do send any cards in to get slabbed for PSA DNA, I'll be doing the red flips. I don't like that trading card thing. So this is a badass Frank Thomas 1990 Leaf. You know, I would love to pick up some of the cards like Griffey rookies signed, and maybe some older cards like this Hank Aaron. I know Mike O had, I think he had this one signed a couple weeks ago in a video. A Hank Aaron signed card like that. It would just be really cool. So this Thomas was actually pretty affordable. I think it was like $50. So when you factor in, you know, the price of getting it slabbed and trying to find Frank Thomas to sign the actual card, it was worth it. Here's an envelope we got. Okay, I just ripped the card in half. That's the first time. But it's probably not really my fault because it's out of the top loader. So, I mean, you guys saw that on camera, and I'm going to leave it on camera like that. Try to put his hat back together. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Let's see how much it was. I think it was like $6. So, it was in this ratty top loader, and it actually wasn't. It was just loose in the envelope, and I ripped the envelope to get to the card, and I tore the card off. I could try to glue it back together and send it to PSA and maybe get a 1. So that sucks because that was for the binder. I'll have to find another one. 1968 Bob Gibson SP 1 of 1. I don't even get mad anymore because I'm so used to it. After a while, you just get numb. But you kind of have to ask yourself the question, and I've mentioned this before on previous videos, is it people are just, not smart enough to ship better, or they just don't care? It's a good question. Bowman Chrome Ricky Williams 99 Refractor. This one's not numbered, but it's got some of that 90s shine going on. So, beautiful Ricky Williams card. That was cheap, too. I think $15 for that one. Oh, this is sick. 2731 chipped. So, I did pick up a Derek Jeter, this card, in I think my previous Mailbin. So got the Frank Thomas. It's probably not gonna be in good shape because it's in one of these stupid screw down cases from the 90s. But you see how this top flame's just kind of jammed in there? It's probably like creased. It's just, I mean, it doesn't fit the card, so you can't just stuff it in there. But it doesn't stop collectors from doing it anyway. But that's a beautiful 97 Hot Gloves. So this Mailbin's been pretty, nothing too pricey except for that moss. Here's the Bowman Chrome. I believe this is the Bowman Chrome Draft prospect card of Robles to 50 Chrome. It was about $15 for this one. So just add in some Robles cards. Just going to start a little PC. I don't collect a lot of young players, but I'll start with him. Oh, and the 500 card order video, I actually finished filming, so it should be up here shortly. I just got to get it synced together and all that jazz, and we'll have that one posted. And you guys can check out that video if you want to. It's long. I think it's close to 2 hours, but it just takes a long time to go through all those cards. Here's Tony Gwynn. Couple 83 Topses. I think the seller had them listed in near mint shape, maybe. They don't look bad at all to me. This one's centered pretty damn well. This one's off centered from left to right. But overall, they look pretty crispy. So, a couple Tonys. Love that card. It's definitely my favorite Tony Gwynn card. Oh, that's a lot of the 500 cards right there. So I'm getting them sorted, and then I'm gonna start putting them in the store. Some of them, I mean, some I'm keeping for my sets. Here's a Stanton Bowman paper. It's about $7. Black borders though, so tough to slab this one. It's a nice time to buy Stanton because he's had a pretty slow start, but he's the type of player where you kind of know he's a great player, so it's only a matter of time. He's gonna turn it around and stuff's gonna jump back up because he's with the Yankees. So there's a small dip in his prices, so I picked up some Stantons. Nothing like too pricey like his autos or anything, but just some base rookies. Goldschmidt, this is from 2010, so this is actually the year before his 2011 Bowman Chrome draft, first Bowman card or whatever. So that's an old Goldie. Oh, sweet. We got Piazza and Jeter. These were great prices. I think this was $15. This Jeter 9. This set's impossible. Quality control was not good with this set. But God, this thing looks nice. It's almost tempting just to snap it and send it and try to get a 10, maybe. And then Bowman Piazza 92. This is one of the coolest cards of all time, in my opinion. It's off-centered there, so this is one that you can see why it got a 9. It's fatter on that left side. I'm guessing the rest of the card's pretty clean, but that's one thing that is a little bit off. I'm gonna try to rip into this. Hopefully I don't rip through a card again. Okay, there we go. Pujols Bowman. I would try to show you the card, but it's got tape all over it. So this is a great card. He's closing in on 3,000. I think he's at like 29.92. So should hit that here in the next, I don't know, 10 days or something. I don't think his cards will spike that much. I mean, maybe for like a week though. A week they'll jump up a little bit, but I don't know. I mean, everybody knows what Pujols can do. Woodson, this is the Prestige red. So just a little low-end parallel from 98. This is going to wrap up the bin. We're going to end with this 75 Topps Pete Rose. So beautiful card. Maybe slab. Looks pretty damn good. So that's it, guys. The Bob Gibson ripped card. It's kind of like one of those Gypsy Queen rip cards, right? So there's the stack of cards over there. There's Bob in 2 pieces. It's a sad day. And then there's the carnage. I gotta do some cleanup. I'm gonna try to get this one up soon too. So take care, guys. Later.